Hey guys, Old Man Gamer here, and I'm joined with
Fluck Buckets.
okay,
Hey.
my youngest. We wanted to bring you a quick video discussing our thoughts about the Pokemon Direct that came out earlier today. We kind of watched through it a few times, and we have some opinions on it. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Pokemon player. I've messed around with it a little bit. But I'm kind of a Pokemon fan from afar. I like all the character models. I like the Pokemon themselves. I like the lore. I've just never gotten very much into the games. However, this guy,
I played some.
yeah, he's beaten the last 3 or 4, I think. Obviously, at his age, he hasn't played them from the start because he wasn't alive when they started. But he's very much a Pokemon fan. His older brother is as well, and so they get into the games pretty good. So he's my resident expert for this discussion. So first of all, impressions overall. What'd you think?
Okay, I think that the game looks pretty good. Like, the graphics are good. I think the new Pokemon they showed off looked pretty good.
Okay.
The whole Dynamaxing thing, I guess it's pretty cool, but not really what I was expecting.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll get into the Dynamax in a second. So one thing I noticed from the beginning is a few months ago we had a Pokemon Direct, right, where they announced the titles of the games and they showed a little bit of game footage and all that stuff. And a lot of folks online were like, "Oh my God, this game looks terrible. It looks ugly." Not that the gameplay looked bad, but people thought the graphics looked bad. Now,
Graphics are pretty good.
yeah, I feel like that's sort of what they always say about every Pokemon game, right? Is, "Oh my gosh, it looks like last gen. It looks like the previous game," or whatever. However, I think every time it is an improvement, and I thought even then that this was the best looking Pokemon game I've ever seen. Game Freak and the Pokemon Company, they're never going to blow you away with graphics. That's not their point. In fact, the models are simple. The designs of the Pokemon themselves are very cute but simple. It's one of the reasons why they work. They're not elaborate. They're not super detailed. So I don't know. I thought the game looked pretty good a few months ago. And I got to say, I felt like that opening trailer looked even better. I felt like the textures looked more fleshed out. I felt like there was really good contrast. Maybe that's just something they did in editor to kind of make the colors pop, and they color tweaked it a little bit. But I don't know. I think it looked better this time. I do think some of the character models, when they were talking about the NPCs, looked a little flat, like they weren't completely worked out yet. But again, if the environments have been improved, then those can be improved by the time the game releases in November, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I thought it looked great. So let's talk about some of the specifics. So first of all, what did you think about the open area, the wild area where you can control the camera and the wild Pokemon are on the map like in Let's Go?
Yeah, I like that because sometimes in the old games you would just be walking around the story trying to get someplace, and all of a sudden just a random Pokemon appears and you never even saw it because you weren't expecting it. But since you can see the Pokemon now, you can tell if you're gonna have to get into a battle.
Okay.
Or something.
And it looks like a nice big area that you can explore too, right? I know you're a big fan of open world games.
Yeah.
I still think if you picked your 5 best games you've ever completed, Breath of the Wild would be pretty high on that list, right? If not number 1. So
I like the open world part.
The exploration and stuff. So that's cool. I think a lot of people have wanted Pokemon to go full open world, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So when you're in the towns, do you think you'll have camera control?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And do you think there'll be random Pokemon encounters like when you're on paths between towns and stuff like that? Probably. So you don't think when you're on a path you'll see them on the map, but in that open area you will.
Yeah, because even if you did, if it's just a straight path, how would you dodge it?
So let me tell you my favorite thing about the wild area.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Nintendo has set themselves up for making a VR mode in Pokemon Sword and Shield that is only in that zone. Okay, and you use, I think you know where I'm going. You have to use the camera Toy-Con. And so you basically have
Pokemon Snap
a Pokemon Snap mode. I don't want to say it's Pokemon Snap 2 because I don't think it's.
That'd probably be its own game.
Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to do that. I don't think they're ever going to make. Hopefully I'm wrong. A lot of people have clamored for that. But man, this is perfectly set up for it. You have this area where the Pokemon are just wandering around, and use the camera Toy-Con and 360 turn around, snap pictures, share them on Twitter, whatever, share them online. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like you can have like this collection of all the pictures you took, and you just like look at them and like edit them.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Make slideshows or something. But of course, also we have to throw in the fact that this is Nintendo, and since this makes perfect sense, there's a real good chance it won't happen also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very and I'm not throwing shade, but Nintendo's a very unpredictable company. So, what do you think? I heard Roger's Base earlier. I watched a little bit of his discussion after his stream. He was talking about the gyms and how these huge arenas, and he worries that you're just going to walk in and boom, start battling because of the arena setup. And he's worried that it's going to take away some of the puzzle solving that you would have to do in the previous versions of gyms. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I guess it would take away the puzzle solving stuff, but I just think it's cool that the gyms are back, because in Sun and Moon there wasn't really gyms.
Okay.
There's like these challenges.
So you'll take gyms minus puzzles over no gyms, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, and isn't it possible too that in order to get in the gym, you have to go through a trial, or you have to do something like you have to go to a desk, and there they send you, and you have to solve I mean, it's possible, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the big open gyms. I get Roger's concern. I mean, I think it's legit. I think there is a good chance he's right, but I don't think it necessarily means that puzzles and stuff like that are out of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
There probably still will be like some puzzles. Like there might be like a dungeon or something.
Okay.
To get like a legend, like to get like one of the legendaries or something. You'll have to do puzzles to get to it.
Okay. You brought up legendaries. What'd you think of the two legendaries? I can't remember how to say their names.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't even remember their names.
They were.
They're really cool.
Okay.
And I like the shield one more.
I'd mentioned to you that I didn't even see it coming. Like, we should have seen, and you said you kind of did, but we should have seen that they would be wolves because of the shield and the sword,
The sword
has a wolf, on the hilt, and
the
the shield has a wolf on it. So we should have seen that they were wolves. Going a little Game of Thrones, are we, Pokemon? With the dire wolves. Winter is coming. November when the game comes out. All right. Let's talk about Dynamax. Because I got to tell you, I don't know. That's one I'm going to have to see how that plays out as a strategy. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you go into one of the stadiums and you have this gym battle, and you have a roster of, say, like 3 Pokemon that you're going to fight
against
his 3.
Yeah.
Right? So they said you can Dynamax once per battle. Is that what you heard too?
Yes.
Okay, so somewhere in my 3, I can decide to go beast mode and go huge. And then I put it on him. He's got to decide to either counter by going beast mode again, or I guess maybe you could decide to sacrifice the one you have up, and try to keep getting a few hits in, and then you go beast, Dynamax later. Is that how you see that working?
Well, yeah, only one of your Pokemon can Dynamax a game, but yeah, I don't see why like you wouldn't just like have one small and then one big, like, because the big one's obviously just gonna destroy the small one in like one turn.
So yeah, it feels like if I choose to Dynamax,
So then,
then you have to, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to, or you're done.
Yeah.
Although I guess if maybe let's say we're fighting small, and I've already
Yeah.
defeated 2 of yours,
Yeah. There's like 3.
and so I'm still on my first one, and you're down to your 3rd, and you go Dynamax. I don't really have to until I get to my 3rd one, possibly, right? I could just keep getting hits in.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
And you can only do it 3 turns. So so you do it, and maybe you destroy my first one. You almost destroy my second one, but now you're back to normal size, and now I can go Dynamax and wipe you out with my last one if I have to, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's
All right, it's making more sense to me having this discussion with you, because at first I was thinking, well, if I go big and you go big, well, what's the difference? We might as well just both fight small.
Yeah, the stats are gonna stay the same unless like someone has a higher level.
Okay. All right. Again, then this is my ignorance on playing Pokemon. I don't play the games much, so I have more experience, I hate to admit this, playing Pokemon Go than anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you think of some of the new ones we showed? They showed Dreadnought, who was the water rock type with the bite. They showed Wooloo,
Yeah,
who was
Wooloo
the
the
sheep.
sheep.
They showed the little flower one, who's the name
They
like
show Corviknight, which is the crow.
yeah,
or
Corviknight.
raven.
Yeah, which is and he's like a metal flying type, which is kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
And apparently huge because you can use him to travel from. He's like the fast travel system, right?
Yeah. And like Let's Go, you could use Charizard for that and stuff.
You can use Charizard for fast travel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could also,
So what did you think of those that they showed?
they're pretty cool.
What was your favorite?
Corviknight.
Okay. Who's your favorite starter?
Grookey.
You're gonna go with Grookey?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people are on the Sobble bandwagon.
Why?
I don't know. Just a lot of people think, I guess, because he's cute and he looks kind of sad. I guess I don't know. But a lot of people are on him. But you're gonna go Grookey. Why? Do you just like grass types or what?
No, Grookey's just the coolest.
He's just the coolest. Okay. All right. He's a monkey. Monkeys are cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of the one evolution they showed?
I don't know. They looked weird.
Yeah, it went from like a flower to a big cotton head,
Yeah.
cotton ball head. So that's a healer. That's a healing Pokemon though, right? That flower.
I think it can learn like healing moves probably.
Okay. All right. So last thing to talk about are, well, I guess we already did talk about the legendaries, didn't we?
Yeah.
What's your favorite of the two legendaries?
Whatever the shield one is.
You like the shield one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I
forgot
think a lot of
its name.
people like the sword, but you like the shield one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, the other thing we want to talk about were the raids and the online
Oh,
play
yeah.
and the co-op that you could do locally or the online play. What did you think of all that stuff?
Okay, I guess like fighting what Dynamax.
Yeah.
And then like the whole battle, the enemy's a Dynamax, but you have 4 Pokemon going against it. I guess that's pretty cool, but is there gonna be like voice chat?
I don't know because they talked about they specifically said you're going to have to work together and plan and work as a team.
Well,
That's
there like a chat that like you can type stuff
well,
into?
you can use the phone app, of course.
Oh.
Yeah, well, nobody uses that, but I'm sure they'll have some set up with that. I don't know. There's more and more stuff coming with voice chat, so maybe. But they said it themselves. You're going to have to plan and work together. Well, that's hard to do with voice chat. The other question would be, of course, because of the whole Mario Maker 2 thing, which again I find fascinating that we all. No one thinks there's online play in that game, right? Other than playing other people's levels. Then we find out, oh no, there's cooperative and competitive online, and we're all like, yay! Wow, I didn't think there'd be any chance of that. Then we find out you can't play with friends, and it's like, okay, I'm not buying it anymore. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a legit complaint. You should be able to play with friends, and I'm sure they'll figure something out at some point. I don't know.
But people are just overreacting about it.
I think so. I mean, we do have more online play than most people thought it was going to have, right?
Yeah.
Okay. However, Nintendo, as that is proof, because that is, again, I agree, it's a silly omission. Nintendo, I mean, just have a for fun mode. That's all you got to do, and then you don't have to worry about rankings, right?
Yeah.
So since Nintendo is weird with online stuff, the question has to be asked: do you think you'll be able to play with friends online, or do you think it'll be just randoms? And if it is just randoms, you have to have voice chat, right? Or else, how are you gonna?
Yeah, I don't see how you're gonna communicate and like to do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, how are we gonna organize it? How are we gonna know?
Like if there's like someone who like just started the games and like they don't know the type advantages, you
Right.
could like tell them what moves to use.
And also, they said in the raid, only one of the 4 can use Dynamax during the raid.
Yeah.
So that you have to coordinate that, right? And that's going to be tough if you're playing with a bunch of, randoms that you have really no way of communicating with.
Unless they like just give the Dynamax option randomly a couple of times. But I don't.
But that takes it away as a strategy, right? If it's
If it's just random, it takes away.
yeah, I mean, and I could see you're playing with randoms and somebody else goes Dynamax and you don't get to, so you drop out because you're mad because you don't want to play with them anymore. I mean, it seems like it'd be
Or like they Dynamax a Weedle.
the Dynamax one. That's not even as strong as the one you're fighting at all. Not even close. Yeah, good point. Good point. So the online is still definitely up in the air. So any surprises about the release date, November 15th? Okay. Do you think there'll be any more information? I mean, they usually come out in November, right? That's kind of normal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be anything at E3 about Pokemon other than, I mean, I'm sure they'll show like a minute and a half trailer just reminding everybody. But
They'll probably show more Pokemon. They might show like a third game, like how there was X, Y, and Z and stuff.
Okay.
Or
Do you think they'll spend much time on it though at E3? No, that's why
just
we.
like a few minutes.
That's why we got this direct. Same thing with the Mario Maker 2 direct, right? I think that kind of clears the ground for E3 to kind of go in different directions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anything else you want to say? Like, what's your excitement level for Pokemon Sword and Shield, would you say?
I'm pretty hyped up.
Pretty hyped up? You sound like it. Okay, like on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your hype level?
11.
It's 11, okay. So, looking forward to it. Are you a little surprised there wasn't some kind of like a bundle, like a Pro Controller and 2-game bundle?
They probably will make like
Okay. More than just the 2-game pack, the combo pack?
They'll make like a thing that you put on your dock.
Oh, okay.
Those.
Yeah, they could do that. I could see that. Well, all right, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in today. Again, this is
Cluck Buckets.
and I am the Old Man Gamer, and we have more content coming to you. We'll be doing our kind of discussion, our thoughts about the Google Stadia announcement. That's tomorrow.
And E3.
Yeah, we'll be doing all kinds of coverage all throughout E3. We're gonna film another one today with some of our kind of an E3 preview. So hope you keep tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Like, subscribe. What, you want me to talk?
All right, so we're gonna talk real quick. I'll make sure we're getting sound.
Pineapple, 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 pineapple.